What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the Clubhouse Sports Podcast. I am your host, Frank Estraub, and today we are going to be doing a deeper look on the 2020 New York Giants draft class. Dave Gettleman and Joe Judge did a really good job. Probably an A-. I mean, the only things I could, like I said with Mike and the guys, the only things I could point out are nitpicks. I mean, Tristan Wirfs or Jedrick Wills over Andrew Thomas. Marginal difference. You know, you didn't get an edge rusher in the second round. You didn't get an edge rusher in the third round. But, I mean, it was a very good draft class. You added to the offensive line. You added defensive playmakers. Some with immediate impact and some with upside and potential. We'll talk about it. So, obviously, we talked about Andrew Thomas and Xavier McKinney a bunch. Very excited for those two. But let's move into the later round. I mean, in the third round with the 99th selection, the Giants selected Matt Peart out of UConn, a right tackle who, after the selection of Andrew Thomas in the first round, you double up on that offensive line. He spent his early years in Kingston, Jamaica. I think he moved to the Bronx when he was 4 years old. Peart played basketball throughout his childhood, and not until high school at Governor's Academy in Massachusetts did he play football. UConn noticed his size and brought him on, sitting him his freshman year, 2015. In 2016 and 2017, he utilized his natural talents, athleticism, etc. at left tackle. Peart transitioned to the right side in 2018. He was a first-team All-ACC selection as a redshirt senior. He started all 12 games at right tackle that year in 2019. Additionally, Peart was successful in all but one of his run-blocking assignments. He actually sealed the edges on an offense that produced two 1,000-yard rushers, the quarterback and the running back, in 2018, and another 1,000-yard rusher in 2019. Peart earned 2019 team captain, and he was invited to the Senior Bowl and Combine as well. So, moving to his fit with the Giants, Dave Gettleman stated that the Giants brass had Peart graded well above any centers at that point with the 99th pick. Temple center Matt Hennessy, a stout lineman and also another local product from Nyack, was picked by the Atlanta Falcons with the 78th pick. So it makes sense the Giants doubled up on offensive line, like I said, or offensive tackle, I said, on the outside. Peart is springy and big. He's 6'7", 318 pounds with long arms, 37 inches. That's insane. Giants head coach Joe Judge is quoted as saying he's definitely got a lot of upside. I don't want to say he's developmental. He's developing, and they all are. All those late round guys. I think that's what he means. Maybe he means the rookies in general. He's got tremendous work ethic and a great attitude. That's Joe Judge. Peart has all the makings for a depth piece on the line that could turn into a high-end replacement for right tackle Nate Solder, and has versatility and power to dominate in multiple blocking schemes. Additionally, I think Peart is a local product growing up in the Bronx and grew up a Giants fan. That's exciting. Now, I'm always hesitant to say that the intangibles like that, the off-the-field stuff, like, oh, he has, roots in this area, and he's going to be very excited to play, but I am excited to see what that enthusiasm brings. So, moving to the fourth round, with the 110th pick, the New York Giants selected cornerback Darnay Holmes, adding another, hopefully, defensive playmaker. The guys in the article I wrote, I titled these next two guys blue chippers, and that goes for the linebackers too. But Pro-Way Darnay Holmes is a raw athletic cornerback who played 3 years as a Bruin from 2017 to 2019. His technique is inconsistent, and he still has time to progress. He makes up for the inconsistency, however, with as well as late arrival of balls and getting lost in deep routes, but he makes up for it with aggressiveness, explosiveness, and good ball skills when he is there. Holmes' skills led to 2 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, and 10 tackles in 2019. Now, if we could look at a rep in 2018 versus Arizona State, Holmes is lined up against current Patriots wideout in N'Keal Harry in single man coverage at the bottom of the screen, and it'll be up in the YouTube version. He just plays great footwork and speed on this play. If he can clean up his game, combine intangibles with his athleticism, speed, and ball separation, he could be a starting cornerback on the outside for the Giants. For now, he'll most likely serve in multiple defensive back packages in the box, as well as fourth down on special teams. Moving to the next selection in the 5th round, Shane Lemieux, guard, Oregon. He's 6'4", 310 pounds. But the Washington native started for 4 seasons as an Oregon Duck, playing all 52 games at the left tackle, or left guard spot, So that would lead most to believe he fills in as a depth piece at guard for the Giants, right, to start off. Well, he could actually make the move across and improve their center corps with John Halapio and Spencer Pulley up in the air right now. Seeing he does have some center-like tendencies. The first thing that stands out about Lemieux is his functional strength. He can move assignments on the inside with ease. His strength combined with above-average mobility allows him to steal blocks well. He is consistent and recovers well with consistent drive to the snap. He's also able to adapt to flow and keep his eyes downfield. Lemieux is also aggressive in run defense, initiating contact, much like I talked about with Tristan Wirfs a bunch. And all the modern offensive linemen are very aggressive, so that's a good sign. He was named a first-team All-American as a junior, a second-team All-American as a senior, a Associated Press Pac-12 All-Conference first team as a senior, and a Senior Bowl invitee. Lemieux also finished 3rd among Pac-12 guards with a 75-point run-blocking grade from PFF. Take it with a grain of salt, as I always say, but it is worth mentioning. And he did not allow a pressure, sack, or hurry during this year's Rose Bowl game. Finally, he is the first NFL draftee with the last name Lemieux. The list of other athletes with that name include Pittsburgh Penguins all-time forward Mario. I'd say it's a good list. That's just me. So we're moving into the 6th round now with a quartet of linebackers. The Giants drafted a plethora of linebackers on Saturday, and some would say it was overkill. Let's assess the moves. I actually think they all offer different things, especially the first two. So Cam Brown from Penn State. Brown showed in his junior season he's a very sound downfield tackler who's rangy and can move around the box in a 4-3 scheme. He's recorded 63 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, and 6 passes defended in 13 total games in 2018. As a senior in 2019, Brown made 12 starts for the Nittany Lions in 2019 and had 72 total tackles, 2 sacks, 4 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries. He served as a team captain and was selected to the All-Big Ten third team. So that displays leadership. However, Brown would benefit from growing into his game and his 6'5" frame to become an impact starter. He lacks awareness in the open field in both tackling and zone coverage. However, he'll have time to expand his game past run defense with outside linebackers Kyle Fackrell and Lorenzo Carter. Shout out to the 2019 draft class ahead of him on the depth chart. Giants fans will likely see him on 3rd down and 4th down in 2020. Looking forward, his athleticism and quickness are both very promising. Now moving to the 7th round, the last round of the draft, the Giants opened it up with the selection of Minnesota linebacker Carter Coughlin. No, he is in no relation to former head coach Tom, but he actually is the antithesis of Penn State's Cam Brown in the sense that he's a pure pocket pusher, which I alluded to earlier. Coughlin had 22.5 sacks in 4 seasons as a Gopher. He plays with composure and intent, displaying good play recognition. He's undersized for a pass rusher in the NFL and can learn to use his hands better, but he will have time to develop on special teams. Coughlin's ceiling is a modern NFL down lineman who can drop back into coverage, offering versatility. So that's good news. I think I recognize it as that. Additionally, he was a 2-time All-Big Ten second team selection. So, moving further into the 7th round, New York rounded out the run-on linebackers with T.J. Brunson, inside linebacker out of South Carolina. The last pick in the draft was technically Mr. Irrelevant, but I think he's ever so relevant. Tae Crowder, another Georgia Bulldog, along with Andrew Thomas. Brunson was a two-time captain for the Gamecocks. He made 283 tackles in a 4-year career, along with 6 sacks, 21 tackles and for loss, and 6 passes defended. Crowder brings a thick 6'3", 235, very thick, bigger than Saquon, lengthwise, him widthwise, but doesn't show the coverage ability to play safety. Both guys will bring leadership and tackling ability to special teams. I mentioned Saquon because Crowder's also a former running back for Georgia. That's what he came on for. So that's it for the actual draft, but the Giants signed a myriad of undrafted free agents, and I want to talk about the three wide receivers. So they didn't use any selections on skill players, but that changed with the signings of Ohio State receiver Benjamin Victor coming in at 6'4", with a 4.6 40-yard dash. Benjamin is fairly lanky, but has a good catch radius and great speed. His athleticism outweighs his production. So I'm a big fan of him because I'm a big film guy over a stats guy. So it's like I'm looking forward to what he can bring. But next is Austin Mack, another Buckeye. He possesses smooth feet, allowing him to break his routes cleanly, and he is overall a good route runner. However, he's not the best catcher of the football. There's time to work on that. His career number, obviously, draw problem is a concern, but again, these guys are all very young. So his career numbers at Ohio State are 79 receptions for 1,050 yards and 6 touchdowns. Lastly, we have Derek Dillon coming out of LSU, running a 4.29 at his pro day. He's just frankly a burner, a downfield threat that could make the team. All 3 players have the capabilities to make the roster. I would like to discuss further which ones. Maybe as we get further, I'm going to do that for the website. But if I had to pick one guy, it would be Austin Mack, just because he is the most complete. Victor offers great size, but he is a little undersized, and also 4.6 is very fast. But when you're putting up against Derek Dillon, and we already have Darius Slayton on the roster, that downfield threat it's going to be hard to compete with. But Austin Mack could fill that role within 5 to 10. So if I had to pick one right now, it would be Austin Mack. But I'm looking forward to seeing, because things are going to change, and I'm looking forward to see how they change. That's all I got for today's episode. How long are we for time? 12 minutes, so we did pretty good for one of these mini podcasts. As always, check us out on Instagram, clubhouse.cast, TikTok, clubhouse.cast1. Again, I always say I don't want you following me on Twitter. I want to be on Twitter as little as possible, but if you want to go check out the content that I'm bringing for timeskew.com for the Giants as a contributor there, Frank_Astrap. All the podcast apps. Now, in terms of content, on Saturday, we are going to have this is going up on Wednesday. On Saturday, we are going to have another DB breakdown from Nate, Quentin Dunbar this week. So that's exciting. Very underrated. And I'm going to do a couple Frank Silver's, probably. I want to look at Wonder Boy and Stylebender and MMA and discuss striking in that sport. So I'm looking forward to that. That's on the immediate horizon. Things are formulating, but I'm looking forward to bringing you guys content while we're all in quarantine. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.